Investigators with the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office tell us that there is no marriage license in that county for a 14-year-old girl who says that she was forced to marry a 47-year-old man last year. Deputies have arrested the child's supposed husband and a woman. Stephen Carty was arrested and charged with aggravated sexual assault of a child Monday. And yesterday, Cherry Payton was charged with endangering a child by criminal negligence.
Just a very disturbing case. 13-year-old child married to a 47-year-old. I don't think there's anyone in Texas that's going to agree with that.
Now, the teen told a doctor that she had been married since she was 13 years old and sexually active. Carty told officials that they belong to the Hebrew Israelites faith. This investigation is still ongoing.
Yo, Haman, do you really want to play this game? I got a scripture for you before I even begin. Proverbs 26 and 27. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. I'm going to give all the praises, glory, and honor unto YAHAWAH, BaHa, YAHWASHI, BaHa, QADASH. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And Haman, hey, are you sure you want to do this? I mean, I know you're desperate to try to get the Israelites out of there. I mean, that's what you did in your past life. You know, Haman, you know, he came up with all kind of mischief. You know, he conspired, he slandered, you know, just to try to get the Israelites up out of there. And guess what? It was a fail. It didn't work. Instead, his own mischief fell upon his own head. All right. So it's not going to work, man. So this scripture fits you just like it fit Haman in the past. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Let me get another one. Because you got some nerve. All right, hanging on to some old, this is some old shit. All right, y'all attacked us with that back then when it happened. And, you know, y'all have heard us on record say that if any brother was to do such a thing, you would have to be out your mind. And you definitely will have no association with us if you took it upon yourself to practice that. We're not in our kingdom. This is not the ancient world. All right. All things are lawful, but all things are not expedient. So anyway, let me get Psalms 7 and 15 and 16. And it reads, Salaki, I meant Psalms. Psalms 7 and 15 and 16, it says, he made a pit and digged it, and is fallen into the ditch which he made. His mischief shall return upon his own head, and his violent dealing shall come down upon his own pate. So everything that you intend against us is really going to come back on you at the end of the day. All right, and at the end of the day, this is why I believe you definitely are an Amalekite. You know, you're Haman in the reincarnation. You got to be, which he was a Amalekite, and we know that the law says that there would be war with Amalek from generation to generation. You know, Haman, he tried to get us up out of there, and now you got Haman back, posing as a Christian, trying to get us up out of there with his vilification, his lying, his evil reports, trying to get, you know, the Israelite thing investigated. You've been helping to assist, you know, law enforcement against the Israelites. That's how we know you're a Haman. All right, but anyway, you know, since we're talking about Haman, right, because he was an Amalekite, well, the people group who identify as, you know, the tribe of Judah, you know, they known for wearing them small hats. You know, they got the Balfour Declaration passed, you know, which allotted them our land. the rabbis that hold what you call the Mishnah, in which they subscribe to the Babylonian Talmud, that gives the orientation or commentary of the rabbis based on the Torah. In that book, there's content that agrees with grown men marrying 3-year-old little girls. How about that? Now, when are you going to do a whole live show? And I've been calling this out for some years now, Vocab. When are you going to talk about that Talmud? What are you so afraid of? If you want to put this jacket on us, then what do you have to say about these people, the 1948ers? Matter of fact, your people. Well, since you refuse to go into it, I'm going to bring out a few things. And I guarantee you're not going to cover it because you're a hypocrite. Now, let me see which one I'm going to bring out. I'll bring this one out. All right, this is Sanhedrin 55b. And anybody can go and look this up. This is online. All right, they have an online Talmud. All right, this is the William Davidson Talmud, Sanhedrin 55b. And this is what it says. Rabbi Joseph says, come and hear a resolution from a Mishnah, Nida 44b. A girl who is 3 years and 1 day old, whose father arranged her betrothal, is betrothed with intercourse. Hey, right in your face. I dare you to scrutinize this on your platform, Vocab. I dare you. See what Dr. Brown got to say about this. Matter of fact, I heard that y'all ain't even rocking with each other like that anymore. Something didn't happen. Satan casting out Satan. But I dare you, man. You want to put that up? All right, let's go. Well, let's deal with this. All right. Since you defend these people, and more than likely you have association with these people because of your line, Reezer, as the legal status of intercourse with her is that of full-fledged intercourse, and in a case where the childless husband of a girl who is 3 years and 1 day old dies, if his brother, the YAHAWAH, engages in intercourse with her, he acquires her as his wife. And if she is married, a man other than her husband is liable for engaging in you see why these people, we call these people what they are. If you subscribe to this, you're the devil, man. It says, and if she is married, a man other than her husband is liable for engaging in intercourse with her due to the prohibition of intercourse with a married woman. Come on, man. So this is what is acceptable. All right. This is what's acceptable according to the Mishnah. And he ain't going to say nothing about this. All right. Don't be partial in your judgment as the scriptures say. If you're going to judge us, hey, what about this right here? What am I reading? Let's get this one now. This is in the Katubat 11b. And it says, Rav Oshaya raised an objection to the opinion of Rav or Rabbi from the Mishnah with regard to an adult man who engaged in intercourse with a minor girl less than 3 years old, or a minor boy less than 9 years old who engaged in intercourse with an adult woman. This is all pedophilia. Either way you spin it. But how are they coming up with a solution for a grown man dealing with a prepubescent little child? There ain't no solution to that. That's come on, man. That's sick. But now you see who's the mastermind behind this new agenda where they're really trying to attack the children's minds through the new curriculum, where they're grooming them. They want to introduce sexual education to minors. They're now saying they got to learn it from birth. So they want to get them ready super young. These people are sick, man. Now you see where it comes from. It says, or a woman who had her hymen ruptured by wood or any other foreign object, the marriage contract for each of these women is 200 dinars. This is the statement of Rabbi Meir, and the rabbi says the marriage contract of a woman whose hymen was ruptured by wood is 100 dinars. We dealing with, this is sick, man. Let's read this part. It says, Rava said that this is what the Mishnah is saying. An adult man who engaged in intercourse with a minor girl less than 3 years old has done nothing, as intercourse with a girl less than 3 years old is tantamount to poking a finger into the eye. What? Yo, they really, like, who comes up with this? Only a sick mind. They even come up with a comparison. In the case of an eye, after a tear falls from it, another tear forms to replace it. They're very diabolical with it, man. Who would have thought this out? They got a wise saying for a grown man penetrating a young, underdeveloped girl. This is sick right here, man. But they try to put, you have men in Israel that try to paint us worse than this. Just because we teach that in the ancient world, according to the custom, when a girl passed the flower of her age, which was puberty, which is when she reaches sexual maturity, that's when she starts to get her flower, her menstrual cycle, and she's able to start procreating. She's able to reproduce. 3 years old, come on, man. She's not blossomed. She's still a baby girl. All right? She's still being weaned. But this is the nature of a sick individual, man. Lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau. These are not the people of the Lord. But Vocab would never speak about them in a bad light. He will always continue to defend them. And he won't scrutinize this. I'll tell you that now. So I don't know why Vocab thought it was sweet to, put that little clip up. They try to, paint us all together. Well, if you're going to play that game, then hey. So what about this, man? Give an explanation, man. What do you say to that? Do a segment on it. I mean, brothers can always, if we were to pull out the files on the Catholic Church, the Christian Church, you could literally do a docu-series. That's how much freakiness that went on under this organization. But you could point to one Israelite dude who, was acting rash and out of control. This is crazy, man. It says I'm gonna finish reading this. It says, in the case of an eye, after a tear falls from it, another tear forms to replace it. Similarly, the ruptured hymen of the girl younger than 3 is restored. So that means what? If a grown man penetrates a little girl, he really didn't do too much damage to her, so it's okay, because it'll, her hymen will restore itself. So she'll be all right. He didn't do nothing. Sick. But this is what's in there. And you wonder why all this grooming, this whole agenda is taking effect right now. They finna work to make this shit legalized. They've been working on it for a while, but now it's only a matter of time. They just bringing a lot of the conditioning first. Grooming and conditioning. So the children are not safe. But Vocab, he ain't gonna say nothing about that. He's gonna focus on Israel awakening. So what you doing or intending to do is not gonna work. And really, every time you try to roll something upon us, it falls right back on your own head. This is why I quoted those scriptures. It shall return right back upon you. All right? Let's see you defend that. And there's another one, but I think this is enough. All right? And I'm going to get another scripture. Let's get Sirach. Yeah, let's get Sirach 28. It might be 27. Let me go to 27. Yep. Sirach 27 and 25. It says, whoso casteth a stone on high casteth it on his own head, and a deceitful stroke shall make wounds. Whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that setteth a trap shall be taken therein. He that worketh mischief, it shall fall upon him, and he shall not know whence it cometh. So, Vocab, stuff like this is not the lick. This is not the right move. Because we can take it and turn around and flip it right back upon you. Why don't you scrutinize the Talmud like we've been asking you to? What is your take on that? So, yeah, man. This was trash. It was very weak. Tell them small hats to stop marrying kids. Babies. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to YAHAWASHI, to the next lesson. Shalom.